figure something out here. I'm gonna play music here now, and then we'll figure our stuff out.
Okay.
All right.
Time I saw you was down at the Greeks. There was whiskey on Sunday and tears in her cheeks. You sang me a song that was pure as the breeze on a road leading up Glenavee. I sat for a while at the Crescent Finner where young lovers would meet when the flowers were in bloom. Heard the men coming from the fire at Chiron, their hearts into prairie wherever they go. Take and dry your tears, babe. Take my hand. Forget your fears, babe. There's no pain, there's no more sorrow. They're all gone, gone in the years, babe. Sat for a while by the gap in the wall, found a rusty tin can and an old hurdy ball. With the cards been dealt and the rosary call and a fiddle playing shandoon and all. And the next time I see you, we're down at the Greeks. There'll be whiskey and Sunday and tears in our cheeks. We're stupid to laugh and it's useless to bawl by the rusty tin can and an old hurdy ball. Your fears, babe. There's no pain, there's no more sorrow. They're all gone, gone in the years, babe. So I was day was dawning, where small birds sang and leaves were falling, where we once watched robots landing on the broad, majestic shore.
A radio 101 FM 540 AM The Shaw. I am your host, 1st District Alderman Don Browne, and as many of you know, I will be vacating my post in April due to redistricting, but I have the blessing here of the studio to refer to this office as the office of former Alderman Don Browne this April. So this will be the Mar-a-Lago of the Midwest, and it certainly is in many regards with this wonderful weather we're having. Well, we got a great lineup for you today. This week, I'm also known as Downtown Donnie Browne because today I will be talking to the two challengers for the Downtown District 11 seat held by incumbent Len Miller. Len isn't able to join us today. He's out of town this weekend, but I will have Aaron Spencer up and Alicia Halbenslaben later. But first, I also have another special guest, my very good friend, Mary Jane Sanchez of the Executive Women's Network of Waukesha County. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, you did, Don.
Fantastic. So, but before we start with Mary Jane, a few news items to take care of. Give me a moment here. Excellent. Hey, if you haven't made it to Jamboree already, don't miss the ice sculpting competition downtown from 10 to 2 today. You'll also want to check out the Penguin Egg Hunt, the Academy Live at Civic Theater, the Planes at the Waukesha County Airport, Snow Snake Games, did I say that 3 times at Lowell Park, the Bark and Brew Beer Garden, and more. Just go to jamboree.org to find out where you want to be today.
And then in sports, Waukesha South High School beat McGuanago last night at McGuanago,
74-66. Earlier in the week, they beat Verona handily on Tuesday night here at home. So the record is now 11-4. And again, they are still the hot news item here in Waukesha. The All-High Waukesha Wings Hockey Club plays today in Kenosha, so let's wish them well. And then things to look for in upcoming shows. We're either going to have Gina Kozlik, our city clerk, or another member of the city on one of our future shows in the next couple of weeks to talk about our election system in Waukesha and why all of you should feel very confident about what the good people here in Waukesha are doing and the integrity of our elections. So look forward to that. We're also going to have some very interesting gentlemen on the show in the coming weeks talking about a railroad initiative that many are lobbying for that would connect Amtrak from Milwaukee to Madison and even Waukesha in there. So look for that. Hey, apologize in advance for some of the technical difficulties we're having. So, pretend like you're stationed overseas and you're listening to like, what was the name of those old radio shows? So anyway, also the city has announced at City Council that we do have a official Christmas Parade Memorial Commission that's put together, and a few of those members include. So it'll be chaired by Jerry Corey of Corey Insurance. There'll be a council representative to the Public Art Board, as well as that District 11 alderperson, whoever wins in April. We have Sarah Waymeyer representing the Waukesha School District, and Sarah's also the band director for the Waukesha South Marching Band. We have Tamara Rosencharter of the representing the Dancing Grannies, and Dan Taylor representing downtown business owners. Sandra Feller of Extreme Dance Team. Sherry Sparks representing the Blazers and the Jackson Sparks family. There'll also be a representative from the fire department, the police department, Lori Logan of the Catholic schools, and Peter Bacon of Pro Health, and Jen Dunn representing the Jane Kulik family. So very well represented. They are looking to open the commission to other members, potentially even some of the high school students. So we'll keep you posted on that. So, hey, and any questions you have here, we've got a number you can call, and that number is 844-967-2789. That's 844-967-2789. So that's what I have for news now. Oh, and also, too, be sure to check out the Wednesday Plan Commission. One of the big items is Baptiste Tables is exploring an expansion opportunity that will more than double their space. They're looking at combining two buildings where, the former Edward Jones building. So, be sure to check out the Plan Commission meeting and see what's going on there. So, well, enough about that. Let's have our first guest on. This is Mary Jane Sanchez, a very good friend of mine, president and owner of Work Hub Digital Marketing. And she's also been, for many years, an organizer of the Women's Executive Network of Waukesha County. So, Mary Jane, tell us what's going on.
Well, good morning, Alderman Browne. How are you today?
Great. Kind of a crazy start. So,
yeah.
But we appreciate your indulgences here. So in our second running. So.
Yeah. So I'm here to talk about small business and especially women's small business, professional women, and other people that help support downtown Waukesha businesses. Actually, the Waukesha County. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit of reverberation. So anyway, we had our first meeting on Thursday at the Thunder Bay Grill this at lunchtime, and we had about 30 ladies there, and we went around the room, introduced each other, and interest and need for women to get together and network. So we will have another event in February, and that will be at the Blair House up on Madison Street behind the old police station. And we will get a tour, and that will be hosted by Lisa Sabb, and she is currently running for the city of Waukesha mayor. In March, we're going to do a partner program with the city of Waukesha Chamber of Commerce, and that will be at the Tustin Hall up on Delafield Street. So that should be quite a large event. And then in April, this will be fun. We'll be at the old Studebaker dealership on Main Street, and that is currently housing realty executives Southeast. And we are going to do a Bloody Mary social. Besides my marketing firm, I also own Wisco Mary, which is a Bloody Mary website for the whole state of Wisconsin. So we'll have some leaf vodka there, as well as Bloody Mary mixes. And then in either March or June, we will be at the New Lumber at downtown Waukesha on Broadway. It will be a 2-story Axe Games Bar and Grill, and that will be opening end of February. So we're excited about new locations, supporting businesses, not just downtown, but all across Waukesha County. So any interested parties can look us up on our Facebook page, and that would be the Women's Executive Network. You can join. It is a free group, and we welcome everyone. Thank you.
Sounds great. Hey, thanks, Mary Jane. And I was hoping to have a little bit more of a dialogue with you here, but again, because of some technical difficulties, we're behind time. So is now a good time to go to break, Jason? Let's do that, and then we're going to have our first candidate on, Aaron Spencer, when we come back from the break. So stay tuned, and thanks for sticking with us.
It's our world. Yeah, yeah, one world. Whoa, it's our world. Yeah, yeah. I see Chrissy the flipper. She colors my hair. Nikki and Margaret make the clothes that we wear. And this Gene who runs a club where we dance all night. When you live in our world, everything's alright. Ow! One world. Sometimes I wonder if I'm still alive. How much abuse can someone stand and survive? How long I've waited for the day to arrive when I won't be a fool.
The only primary we have for the upcoming city council elections are here in District 11, which covers a good portion of downtown. And our first guest is Aaron Spencer, who is a candidate. He is a union carpenter, a family man, which we'll hear more about that. And, well, welcome, Aaron. Tell us about yourself.
Welcome. Thanks for having me on, Don. Well, I guess I can start with the family man, most definitely. I have 5 children. I keep myself pretty busy, and ranging from the ages of 19 all the way down to 9 months. So I definitely like to get out in the community and take advantage of a lot of the programs that are going on downtown.
That sounds great. What inspired you to run for office? What compelled you?
There's a lot of different compelling things. I've noticed myself like to contribute to a lot of helping people, a lot of neighbors. I like to help a lot of the apprentices and in the Carpenters Union, try to help them grow just as a person in general. So I think it would be nice to take it to the next level and try to help out the rest of the neighborhood and our district as well. So
Sounds great. How's the campaign going so far?
campaign's going pretty well as far as what I can tell. I've been finding out a lot of smaller issues that a lot of the community has that could be resolved. So getting out and talking to the people. This is my first run for really anything, so it's a learning curve as well.
Sounds good.
So a lot of fun.
Terrific. Now you have a website for your campaign, is that correct? Can you tell us, give us the URL?
I do. It's aaronforwaukesha.com.
Sounds great. Terrific. And now let me ask, do you have any sort of like platform or maybe 2 or 3 hot button issues that or what you would what you bring to the table and what you feel should happen and to make this a stronger, more connected community?
Well, one thing I'd like to work on is a lot of the houses I've been campaigning with in the district, I've noticed could use some work on there, and that's the same problem I've had with my own house. Just trying to pull a permit has been pulling teeth. So I would definitely like to help out with that. A lot of the more of the issues I'm finding out as I'm going talking to people, such as simple things like there's certain stop signs and stuff, speed limit signs that don't exist. Let's see here. So being in construction myself, I'd have to say construction's one of the hot buttons for me in the area, including like the latest one with the pipeline coming through Waukesha. That was a $90 million project that came through, and come to find out, they hired out of state for that. They actually brought in a bunch of people from Minnesota to work on that project, which really disappointed me, being a carpenter that could actually work on one of those jobs. We could actually keep our money in town or in the area, and they decided to go against it. So that was one of the hot buttons.
Okay, great. Yeah, that's big. I'm real big on small business and empowering locally, and using as much fair trade and local trade. So it's interesting that you brought that up. That's terrific. Trying to think, what other experiences or skills do you think you could bring to this this job that would make you a great alderman, a great representative for your district and the city?
In the as far as the infrastructure building in the town of Waukesha, I do have a pretty good background there. I have a lot of connections through the Carpenters Union. Also, just within the community itself, my kids are in a lot of the schools in the area here. We've experienced a lot of the troubles that
Jason, can you? Oh, here we go. I think we're back. Okay. So go ahead.
Okay, well, as I was saying, a lot of experiences that, with that COVID has brought. I was in the Waukesha parade. I've tried helping a lot of the locals with some of the experiences that they've been going through with some of the trials, per se. Just trying to get through this together. Small businesses alike, they've been suffering. Just a lot of those experiences I like to try to get hands on and see what I can do to try to help out and listen to the people most directly.
Terrific. Okay. So one question I got when I was running is, you obviously have a full-time job, a family of 5, and your wife, and how do you plan on balancing your personal and your professional life with your duties as an alderman?
It does get a little chaotic. However, I do find the time to do it, especially on a lot of hot button items that come through. I've been able to find time for all the memorials. If there's a certain event going on, usually the whole family comes through. It's just kind of a balancing act, and I can certainly do it. And if I wasn't able to, I wouldn't have even tried running. So
the wife said yes. Give the full support.
The wife did say yes.
Sure.
She's on board. Yeah. Absolutely.
Sounds terrific. And have the kids been helping you with the campaign? Do you have them canvassing and handing out flyers? And
I've got one of them helping out right now. He's canvassing as we speak.
that sounds great. So, he's going door to door for you right now while we're talking.
Now as we speak.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Hey, that's terrific. If you're listening out there, it's like Aaron's got a well-oiled machine. So that's great. And I think it's important that we're getting our young people involved, and that's a great way to start is helping out with a campaign. So we have 2 minutes before our next break, and I wanted to ask you. So have you been to many of the council meetings or committee meetings, or how are you currently engaged with the goings on, the politics of the city? What are your how do you do that currently, or how were you doing that before you decided to run?
Well, I have attended a couple of the committee meetings, and any of them that I haven't been able to attend, I've tried to catch up with the agenda online.
Okay.
Which is
Sounds
very
good.
helpful.
Okay, terrific. Hey, so we're going to we have a hard stop here. We're going to go to another break, and then we're going to have you come back on and finish up this talk. But this is Aaron Spencer, and this is This Week in Waukesha. Waukesha here on WAUK Radio, the Shaw, and I am still the one, District 1 Alderman Don Browne from the original District 1, Forever in Our Hearts. And we're back with Aaron Spencer, one of the challengers, one of two challengers for the District 11 seat held by incumbent Len Miller. And we just have a few minutes left here for you, Aaron, before we have the next candidate come on. And how long have you lived in Waukesha now?
Don, I've lived in Waukesha for the last 19 years.
Wow, so I'm okay. So that's not one of them. Did you grow up in the Milwaukee area?
I actually grew up in northern Wisconsin in a little town called Mercer.
I know Mercer. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, way up there. Yeah,
sure. So I'll give you one final question in two parts. Tell me what your vision is for downtown, and what is your vision for making the city a better place?
Well, I believe the city is really a great place as it is right now. However, there's going to be a lot of improvements that we do need to go through, especially if we want to make these or have these small businesses really succeed. The turn of events lately within the last couple of years really haven't helped. So I do want to focus on that. I do want to focus on our resources that they actually have for the downtown district. So my dream that we have for downtown and that we have for the surrounding area would be to keep its traditional values, but yet grow with the technology and the building practices and the business in general, just have it expand within not trying to change our traditional values downtown.
That sounds great. Terrific. Well, Aaron, I really appreciate your time for coming on, and I look forward to hearing more from you and seeing more from you. And be sure to, if Aaron's coming by your door in your District 11, say hello, and we wish you best of luck with the upcoming primary on February 15th.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Don.
Thanks again, Aaron. All right. So that was Aaron Spencer, and now we have the pleasure of introducing Alicia Halbenslavin, who in many ways is no stranger to downtown Waukesha. We've seen her at many a watering hole. No, all joking aside, though, she's very active in the community, and she's wearing an Aaron Rodgers jersey, so I can I can guess what she's doing tonight. I'm sure Erin's doing the same thing. So, Alicia, welcome, and tell us about yourself.
Hi, yeah, so my name's Alicia. I have been a downtown Waukesha resident for about 9 years now. Before that, I did grow up in Milwaukee, but I have really chosen Waukesha to be my home because I absolutely love it here. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
Sounds terrific. So now, I was taking a look at your LinkedIn page, and you have a full-time job, and in addition to that, you play a leadership role with, you chair the Young Democrats, is that correct?
I'm
Congressional District?
I'm the vice chair of the Young Democrats of Wisconsin.
Sounds great. So, as I asked Erin, how do you balance a full-time job, your duties with the party, and then the potential commitments as a member of the city council?
Sure. Well, I'm lucky enough to have a pretty normal 8 to 5 job. So after 5 o'clock and on weekends, I'm pretty free. And I like to keep my time full. I like to have something to do. So I think that I've got plenty of time to dedicate to being the alderman and being available also for the people of Waukesha.
Sure. Sounds great. And, I neglected to ask Erin this, but we talked about it on the phone earlier in the week. Erin is a union carpenter. You have very deep roots with the Democratic Party. Here in a town that tends to be maybe more red or purplish, how do you reconcile that with the neighbors, especially in a nonpartisan seat?
Sure. Well, just as you said, this is a nonpartisan race. So while, yes, I am a Democrat, and that's pretty easy to find out, I don't think that the issues facing this city are necessarily partisan. Supporting small businesses, loving the activities downtown, that's something that both Democrats and Republicans do.
Sounds great. And tell me about your campaign. What are you working on? What are you doing to get the name out and get the exposure and to turn some heads?
Yeah, so the campaign's going well. I've done a little bit of canvassing. I'm going to be making some calls into the district later today. I actually have my laptop ready to go, and I'll be walking over to my office so that I can get that done. Beyond that, I'm also working with a lot of the business owners downtown, talking to them about what they want to see in downtown and how I might be able to help them if I have the honor of serving on the council.
Sounds terrific. Great. And then tell me about your platform, if you could, real briefly, 2 to 3 points.
Sure. So my main focus is making sure that the things that are coming before the city council are both accessible to the people of Waukesha and fully transparent. I think some of the times when I've been to the city council meetings, there's been really limited discussion or almost no input from people. And I think that a lot of times things get pushed right through and then publicized after the fact, after a decision has been made. So I want to make sure that that information is getting out there so that we can have a true discussion with the citizens of Waukesha.
Sounds good. Yeah, my experience as an alderman is that I organize events, and you'll get a decent representation of people, but you always, because we're all passionate about politics, you always expect a bigger turnout. You expect and even you see a lot of empty seats in the council meetings, and then you get the phone calls from the citizens with hey, how did this happen? What would you do to inspire people to get more involved? How do you plan on being a vehicle for creating a more inclusive city government?
Sure. I think that's a big issue with accessibility. So I have heard from a lot of people that either they don't know who their alderman is, how to reach them. I want to make sure that my information is out there. On my literature, my personal email and my personal phone number are right there available. Please call me, email me, send me a message on Facebook. I'm ready to answer any questions people have.
Sounds great. And so I gave Aaron an opportunity to tell us about his campaign website. How are you promoting yourself on the internet and social media so people can find out more about you?
Sure. So I do have a website. It's aliciaforwaukesha.com. You can also find me on Facebook and Twitter, so you can see how I'm participating in all of the activities downtown. That's also going to be Alicia for Waukesha. You can find me on both Twitter and Facebook that way. You can check out my picture from the Glow Walk at the Jamboree last night.
Terrific. Sounds good. What else was I going to ask you here? Well, let's just jump right into it. What is your vision for downtown?
Sure. So my vision for downtown is really to make downtown continue to truly be the lifeblood of Waukesha. People from the surrounding areas, from other districts, flock to Main Street and the downtown area for activities like the farmers market, Friday Night Live, the art crawls, and more. I want to see those things thrive, but I also want to make sure that our small businesses are being supported as we're hopefully coming out of this global pandemic, and the way that inflation and job shortages, or I should say employee shortages, they're really putting a lot of pressure on our downtown businesses. So I want to make sure that we're really supporting them so that we can continue to draw people from all over Waukesha to the downtown area.
Sounds terrific. Okay. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll take a break now, and then we'll come back and we're going to hear more from Alicia Halbin-Slavin, our other candidate for District 11. I mentioned she's wearing an Aaron Rodgers jersey. It's only fair to mention, too, that Aaron Spencer bought one of those really nice Waukesha Strong hoodies to show support for the family. So we got some very spirited, very passionate people that love this city and love this state, and looking forward to hearing more from them. So let's go to a break, and we'll be back with Alicia. Candidate for 11th District. Wanted to give a big shout out to our producer, Jason, out in Madison. We had some technical difficulties, and he is like MacGyver. He's got us running this show through our cell phones. So big shout out for making this happen, for saving the day on my second show. And speaking of shows, and we do guarantee the technology will be consistent and improved. The Walk Radio is giving out $50,000 grant, and $50,000 in grants to small businesses to advertise here on this new station that is all things Waukesha. So more info. In fact, send an email to info@walkradio.com. That's WAUK radio.com to inquire about that if you're interested in getting a grant. So you hear that, Mary Jane? So apply for a grant. So anyway. So we are back with Alicia, and also Jason is wearing a Packers hoodie. Alicia has her Aaron Rodgers jersey on, and as Jason had revealed last week, kind of embarrassing me, that I'm also a Buffalo Bills fan, as you'll see, because I was born and raised there. And the Bills are the Packers of the AFC, a small-town team representing a small market, and real hard-working Americans that love the cold weather, and so And former Packer Micah Hyde made an amazing interception in the playoff game against the Patriots last week. So we have to acknowledge that Packers-Bills brotherhood. So anyway, back to Alicia. And Alicia gave me permission to ask an uncomfortable question. Alicia lived in that building that we saw in the news that was condemned. And she tells us about it and tell us how you're dealing with that.
Sure. So it has been obviously pretty difficult the last month and a half. We've been, all of us, trying to figure out and navigate what we're going to do next. One of the things that I've been trying to do is help as much as possible. I'm one of those people that's a helper. So when something bad happens, I want to see what I can do to make it easier for everyone else, including myself, obviously. So with that in mind, I've made sure to do what I can to connect residents with resources, make sure that we're able to communicate with each other as we're spread out now, unfortunately. So you can't just go knock on your neighbor's door anymore, which has made me really sad. I miss my neighbors being my neighbors. But with that said, we are working together. We're getting through it, and I think it's going to be probably a long process before we have full answers about what's all going to happen. We do know that we have a raise order from the city, but how that's going to work logistically, we're not sure yet.
Sure. And on this note, and it is probably a perhaps more difficult question, is in the city within the last news year, there have been issues with former colleagues and where they reside and if they reside in the district. And how are you reconciling that, knowing that, I don't know if you are living in District 11 currently in light of the forced relocation, but what's going on with that?
Sure. So my priority is making sure that I still live downtown. That would be my priority whether or not I was running for alderman. I've been here for 9 years in the downtown area, and I've always wanted to live downtown. I truly love downtown Waukesha. With that in mind, obviously, I do know that I need to live within the district by the time of the election. That shouldn't be a problem. I've been working with my realtor to see what my options are to make sure that I can find a home that's real close to downtown and within the 11th district.
Sounds great. And I want to clarify a legal point that you made known to me, I believe it was back in December, that legally, for the purposes of the election, you are allowed to use what is considered your current address, the building that was condemned.
Correct. So, yeah, the way that residency works is I have sort of a temporary place that I'm staying, but my address is still the Horizon West condominiums. That will be my address.
And legally, that can remain on the ballot, or if people question that legally that's copacetic.
Correct. So one of the things that I did almost immediately after finding out that I couldn't live in my home anymore was to call the Wisconsin Elections Commission to make sure that I was doing everything correctly. With that said, right now I'm still staying on an air mattress, unfortunately, but I hope that that'll change very soon.
Terrific. Now, you do have to concede that downtown Alicia Haldensley doesn't sound as good as downtown Donnie Browne, correct?
I can concede that. My name's much harder to say.
There you go. Sounds terrific. And then another thing where we disagree on, or maybe not necessarily disagree, but we're on different camps, is that you are a Crush member, and I'm a Spring City member. These are the two great wine bars in downtown Waukesha. And, you know, how do you live with yourself? I'm just kidding. Crush is a great place.
You know what? Actually, I go to both. I actually did an awesome wine tasting at Spring City recently. So, and then I did one at Crush, actually, not too long ago. So I do enjoy making sure that I patronize all of the downtown businesses. So, yes, I'm a member at Crush, but that doesn't mean I neglect anyone else.
And so you'll use this same approach then in terms of forming coalitions and collaborations and meaningful relationships with people on the other side of the aisle, if you will, even though you're in a nonpartisan role.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to make sure that everything is a true conversation. I want to make sure that whatever we're doing is going to be the best thing for Waukesha.
Sure.
So if we have a conversation and we really talk through whatever the issue is, whatever that item on the agenda might be, we can come up with the best solution for Waukesha, and that should be the priority.
Sounds terrific. And for those of you on the air that can't see, is what's really impressive to me, especially in this very polarizing political world, is that, you know, Aaron is still here. He's actually talking with Mary Jane, and I'm really impressed by the civility that these two opponents have displayed here. And when I was talking to Aaron earlier in the week, he had some very positive things to say about Alicia, as well as about the incumbent Len Miller. And again, we do plan on having Len, hopefully on the next show, if not, certainly before the February 15th primary. So we want to give Len equal time. And but, you know, Alicia, what do you have to say about Aaron and Len?
Well, I've definitely had more conversations with Aaron. I tend to run into him just here and there. So I will say that he has, yes, been very cordial and civil. This is this is not a mean race. We're not out to get each other. We truly, I think, both want what's best for Waukesha. And I think that all three of us are going to be committed to making sure that we do what is going to keep Waukesha moving forward, especially as we come out of some of these terrible things that have happened over the last couple of years. So yeah, I would say that, yes, this is a civil race, and I don't have anything bad to say about anyone that's in this race.
Terrific. Sounds good. Now let me ask you this. What, in addition to your current political work, which you have some extensive experience, and then can you tell us about your professional work and how that could be leveraged to make you a good member of the council?
Sure. So I have been in sales for a little over a decade now. I've actually moved into a leadership role within my company. I've been there for about 3 years in that role. That's really helped me to navigate some of those higher level conversations and making sure that the employees within my department are aware of things, helping them kind of get through changes when changes happen. And it's made me a better communicator overall. And I think that that's really key, especially with, the platform that I'm running on, is making things more accessible.
Terrific. Sounds good. Well, Alicia, I got time for one more question, and tell us one more thing about yourself that you'd like the public to know about you that they perhaps don't.
Sure. Well, I know that I've said that I'm a truly passionate advocate for downtown, but it's more than that. I'm definitely a truly passionate person about small businesses. I have been going to Small Business Saturday to do most of my Christmas shopping every year. I like to make sure that I find just the right thing. So instead of just ordering from Amazon, I like to really browse and find that something special, or to make sure that I'm not going to some large corporation to pick up a bottle of wine, but going to one of my small businesses that'll help me out. So even if I'm out of town, that's what I like to do. So when I'm up north, I go up to Crivets, but I am familiar with Mercer. But yeah, I've got a couple of small businesses that I always stop in when I'm up there as well.
That sounds great. Well, Alicia, I'm grateful for your time, and certainly grateful for Aaron's time coming in. And so if you're in District 11, take a hard look at these two candidates, as well as, give your incumbent Len Miller a good looking over. So we had Alicia Halbin-Slavin here, and Aaron Spencer. We wish you the best of luck with the primary. And, like I said, maybe we'll be having you on again, one of you or maybe both of you, for the April election, and we'll talk some real turkeys. So I want to thank everyone for bearing with us, for dealing with the feedback. So you now know how a lot of our servicemen and women overseas are getting radio, or how they did in the old days with, I think, Air America. So good morning, Vietnam. But I want to thank again Jason for his incredible work, and then to all of you. Please call the show when we're on. We're gonna allow for some calls. The number here again is 844-967-2789. Don't forget to take advantage of Jamboree while it's still going on, janboree.org. And I'm going to try to make it over to Spring City today with my wife around like 5-ish before the Packers game. Maybe get a glass of wine and a snack before we do the real hardcore cheese and sausage fest during the Packer game. So, hey, thanks again for tuning in with us, Waukesha. We will see you next week, same time. And remember, safety is everyone's responsibility. Have a great Saturday, everybody. Thanks again.
Sat for a while, but I gap in the wall, found a rusty tin can and an old hurdy ball. When the card's been dealt and the rosary call, and a fiddle playing chanting. And the next time I see you, we're down at the Greeks. There'll be whiskey and Sunday and tears in our cheeks. We're stupid to laugh and it's